Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. Yes, we're back at Rutland Water. We're using this trip out to test the van to check the radiator is not leaking, because it had a slight leak on one of the fittings, which I've sorted out and it's alright. And the gearbox seems smoother with the gear change, which is good. But what I'm going to talk about while I'm wandering about is the gearbox. Now, the Talbot Express gearbox, or I think it's a Citroen C25 and a Peugeot J5 I think as well, the gearbox in them, in the motorhomes, was originally a 4-speed gearbox, and it was later on it was modified to add a 5th gear. The 5th gear though is lubricated, as far as I'm aware, this is what I've been told, that the 5th gear is lubricated by splash feed from the oil in the gearbox. Now then, this is information I've been given, so I can't prove it's actually right or wrong. So if you want to look it up on the internet, look at the Talbot Owners Club forum, and there's lots of information relating to the gearbox. The dipstick in them for the oil, there's 3 different types. The most later one has the level for the 5th gear for the oil, whereas the earlier ones don't. So the markings you sort of have to ignore. Now then, the best way I've found to put oil in is this method. Remove the spare wheel and the spare wheel carrier, remove the wires from the reversing switch, which you just push on, remove the reversing switch, and there's a copper washer around the switch, or aluminium washer, so don't lose it, and put the gearbox oil in there. Now then, the type of oil for your vehicle, there's so many different sorts of oil, so I suggest you look at the Talbot Owners Club forum on the web, see what people recommend, and and put the oil in there. And I found a way of doing it by getting an old gear oil plastic container with the pipe, cut it to make a funnel, poke the plastic pipe into the hole, and then when you get your new oil, you use the thin plastic pipe with it on the new oil, and because the pipes are not long enough, and tip it into the funnel you've just made and top it up that way. Now then, this is where it gets a bit complicated on the amount of oil should be in the gearbox. Again, look at the Talbot Owners Club forum, and they have got lots of advice about oils, quantity of oil, and one thing or another. And the gearbox has 2 oil drain plugs, and one of them is for draining the differential, like your back axle where your drive shafts are, and the other one is for the gearbox, the main gears. And my advice is, with doing the gearbox oil, is undo both drain plugs and empty it completely, then using the recommended amount of oil from, again, the Talbot Owners Club forum site, fill the oil up with the correct amount of fluid, let it settle, then on a flat surface, if the vehicle's on a flat surface, is to get the dipstick out, see where the oil is, scratch a mark onto that dipstick so you know where it comes to when it's got full fresh oil in and the old oil has been drained out. And when I get back to the van, I'll show you what I'm referring to about the gearbox. The gearbox is a bit strange inside, and I'll do a quick drawing and show you what I'm referring to. I've had a lot of questions relating to the gearbox, and so I'm hoping this will answer them. And in the video I done last time, I showed you where the dipstick is. Now, I'm not a very tall person and I've got very short arms. I can't actually reach the dipstick from inside the engine compartment. I can only reach mine from underneath, and so that's the way I do it. I have to jack it up and go underneath to measure the oil with the dipstick. Now I'm just walking back to the motorhome, and Jane's got the kettle on. It's very early in the morning, well, for us. I think they've not long opened, and Jane's got the kettle on, and we're going to have coffee, and then I will go for a walk. How are we doing with the coffee? Is it ready? Yeah. I'm coming in then. Have we got biscuits? I'll come in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a coffee there.
In the sink.
In the sink, yeah. God, it's hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, but the wind is... You want a drop of cold water in this?
Yeah, yes, because we haven't got milk, have we?
Yeah, we are, but it's like cappuccino.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll drop some cold water in it. Yeah. The Rutland Bell's going across there, and it's it's not even 10 o'clock yet. So it must be a 9 o'clock sailing, we think.
No, because they'd be coming back, won't they, in an hour?
Oh yeah, I suppose.
9:30.
Yeah, could be 9:30 sailing, yeah. Yeah. Oh, biscuits. And what have we got? Cappuccino?
Yeah. Whose milk is it? I don't know how old they are.
Kenko.
I think they taste Kenko, are they?
Yeah, Kenko, yes. Yeah. So it's a good quality brand, yeah. Yeah. Okay, now back in the van and had a coffee and biscuits, and I've done a rough sketch of how I interpret what's inside the gearbox. The gearbox has got 2 drain plugs, and there's also a partition halfway along the gearbox, and it separates the differential to the gears. Now when you drain the old oil out and you top or fill the oil up to the correct level and the correct quantity, you put the oil in via the reversing switch, which you've removed, which goes in there. As it fills this compartment up, the overspill goes into the second compartment, and the first compartment has the majority of the oil, the second compartment has the overspill, which I can't remember how much it is. And that's why you shouldn't overfill it, because if you overfill it, you fill both compartments up and it's too much oil and it will spew out everywhere. And it's simple as that. Now I can't remember where the dipstick is, whether it's in that compartment or that compartment, but as I say, you need to remove both drain plugs, get rid of the oil, top it up to the correct quantity, and to get the correct quantity, look up Talbot Owners Club forum on the internet, and there's a lot of discussion to how much oil you put in the gearbox. So the oil goes via the switch, fills it up, it goes over the barrier here, and the surplus goes into the next chamber, and that's how you top the oil up as far as I'm aware. So hopefully this is answered a lot of the questions I've had relationship to the gearbox on the Talbot Express, the Citroen C25 and the Peugeot J5 engine gearbox combinations, and it's the same with the petrol as it is for the diesel. So thanks for watching, please subscribe and like.